Stephanie from Rustic Furniture. We received a container not so long ago, and unfortunately our supplier did not include the assembly instructions on our factory cart coffee table. So instead of printing it out and going through the whole rigmarole of it, we decided it would be easier to show you how to do it so that in future reference you'll be able to do it when you move or when you come back again. The piece on the ground will be shipped in 2 boxes. One box will be the coffee table bit, which is made out of mango wood. And the other box will be cast iron, okay? Every one of these pieces will be labeled with really easy letters. So the idea, folks, is D to D, A to A, B to B, and C to C, right? You follow that, it's pretty straightforward, okay? So what I've done to make my life a little easier, I've laid them all out with the letters, okay? And I'm going to start assembling it, and then you can just go ahead and carry on, right? So tricks that we use. So there's 4 bolts for this one, and there's going to be 4 washers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. So you can take all the nuts obviously out. They're done that way to make sure that they ship you everything accordingly, okay? And then you just literally put the bolt through the hole of the cast iron wheel, and you put the washer on the other side, and you put the nut, okay? If you need help, this is obviously something you can do with 2 people. I've had the joy of assembling these things enough times solo that I've figured out tips and little tricks I can do to make it work. So again, this piece, once it's actually assembled, it weighs about 120 pounds. It is due to the cast iron bit, so it's not plastic. Don't be surprised when you see a shipping number that will be expensive. As you guys know, shipping these days, today being Sunday in May, has increased tremendously due to COVID, and it seems to be the general excuse for pretty much everything these days. And every business is not, this business is not an exception to it, right? So again, all this can be pre-prepared as you do it to make it more efficient. This is a really cool piece actually in regards to trying to keep a industrial feel to your home. You can roll it about anywhere you want. Easy to vacuum your house if you need to. Roll it out on one side and roll it the other side. There is no locking mechanism on this piece, so if you do have young children, this may or may not be the right piece for you. Due to the fact that it does move freely in your location, so keep that in mind when you're buying it, all right? So again, 4 bolts. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, if you have assembled IKEA, and many of us in our past lives have been faced with IKEA, I promise you, this is significantly easier to that. So the trick also when you're assembling these furniture, whether it be from here or from another store, hand tighten first, is if you go ahead and tighten it. Okay, so here comes the tricky bit to assemble the central wheels, all right? So I'm very again sorry that there's no instructions that were included with this assembly. I'm going to try to help you as best as I can, all right? So how I'm going to actually proceed on this one, each of these wheels are heavy, so if you need help, you can go ahead. There is 2 sides to this. You're going to see one of them is longer, the other one is shorter. I'm going to put the longer side facing out, okay? So I've already pre-did that wheel, okay? You're gonna put the other wheel on. So by the time you have this together, this is a heavy piece. Again, if you need help, don't feel bad that you need help, okay? Next, this is the support that is going to be holding that. Follow the A, follow the B. You're going to be sitting this, you're going to table, you're going to grab the same deal. You're going to be setting it onto the coffee table. Okay? Easy. Next step, if you want, you just put the big nuts. Move on the other side. At the end of both pieces, so the thing was not going to fall down and hurt you. Ideally, don't do this in sandals because you can hurt yourself. I just been lucky. I've never managed to hurt myself yet. Anyways, so line them up, put the bolt through. Tricky bit is to put the washer and the nut. You gotta have ideally small hands to achieve this one, and you just screw it in. I will tighten it up a little later. So once again, the bolt through the hole, washer and nut. I'm pulling it back to allow my fingers to go through, and then I'm going to just screw that in. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Oops. So because I'm leaving it loose, I can freely move the structure, making it significantly easier for me to assemble this piece. Again, small fingers needed. It's not one of the easiest things, but it's doable with a little bit of thought process. Okay. Once again, last bit here. I'm gonna see if I get my finger through here. Obviously not. Hot day in the warehouse here, by the way. It's about 32 degrees outside here in Montreal, where our warehouse is located. Because I like to be efficient, I like to use a drill. We've cut out the Allen key bit just to make our life easy. So if I haven't done this the right way, I have not done this the right way. The other way. So you put the. Oops, a bit too strong. So once again, you put the key on here. It's going to hold it. And just obviously you can do it by hand. It's not. Patience. It requires patience, folks. Crazy on this one. Theory being all right, and there we have it, assembled. I can tighten this up, but for the intents and purposes of the showroom and showing you how it is assembled, you know what I mean? So again, ideally you can use 2 people to get this thing up and done, but unfortunately I'm alone right now, so it is what it is. But here is your factory cart coffee table. The floor here is not straight, so keep that in mind. So it does rotate freely, so when you have it in your house you can have the wheels sticking out, or you can have them sticking in. Made out of mango wood. Solid piece of nice furniture.